Hello, this is Donna Miller, and happy Thanksgiving. And we have our Christmas holidays coming up. But today I'm here from Vote Voice. I thought I'd lighten it up today. We've just had our election, the first week of November, and I'm just so proud to say I'm a voter, and I know that you're proud to say you're a voter too. We're going to make sure that we vote in every election. And I'm going to keep you updated. And in 2022, we have our elections coming up for our governor, our lieutenant governor, secretary of state, and so on and so on. And we'll go into that in detail next year. So I just want to say thank you, voters, for being here. And let's talk about Thanksgiving. Now, Vote Voice is a nonprofit dedicated to getting out the vote. And I just want to let you know, again, my name is Donna Miller. This is a special edition of Vote Voice. It is the Thanksgiving edition. Now, Thanksgiving, we have to understand, is a national holiday. Okay, it happens on November 25th. And the first Thanksgiving, where it comes from, happened in 1621. Now, the American Indian peoples took the colonists under their arm and helped them to survive. The only reason why America is here is because of the American Indian people opened up their hearts and shared their knowledge of survival in their country with immigrants. Think about that. Think about that. Okay, the next time someone says that somebody doesn't deserve to be here, or you're talking about get out of my country, guess what? Unless you're American Indian, you don't have the right to say that to anybody. Every one of us is an immigrant, except the American Indian, and they generously gave of themselves to make sure that the colonists survived. Okay? They shared an autumn harvest feast with them. Okay? Now, Thanksgiving became a holiday in 1863 during the Civil War, when President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed that a national Thanksgiving Day will be held each November. Okay? Now, traditionally, the Thanksgiving meal, and I'm saying this because I'm having this podcast today because the first time I ever cooked a Thanksgiving meal for me and my children, it's the first time ever, had no one around. It's amazing. When you cook your first meal, more than likely, you'll be doing it alone. Grandma won't be there, Ma won't be there, nobody will be there. And I didn't realize, and I cooked the turkey, right? And I thought I cleaned it out. I didn't really know what I was doing. And I left all the stuff in the bag inside the turkey. So when I cut it open, I saw all this stuff inside. I was like, oh my God. And I never made that mistake again. I made sure I cleaned that puppy. But I didn't know that stuff was so far up the cavity of that bird, okay? So I'm here to just tell you, if this is your first Thanksgiving, I hope I can help you. And I'm going to tell you what the traditional Thanksgiving is. Now, you can do Thanksgiving any way you want it. You can make your meal yourself. Nowadays, you can order your meal. There's plenty of outlets to do that. And you can have a Thanksgiving meal, or, you guys can get together and have a potluck. But I think that it's important that we establish our traditions for our children, and whatever your tradition is, okay? And we need to acknowledge that we are all here because of the generosity and caring and selflessness and kindness of the American Indian. Now, a traditional Thanksgiving dinner consists of a roast turkey, and I've done a turkey leg one year, okay? when things were tight for me, and I know that things are tight right now. So I want you to realize that you can spend less money, get yourself a turkey breast, get yourself a turkey leg. Just, watch your pennies. You can get a small turkey. That's a lot of turkey meat, no matter how big or small that turkey is, okay? You're going to have leftovers. I've never had a meal where there weren't leftovers. I think maybe the leg. My kids were small, so I could do the leg. I personally didn't like the leg that much, and I only bought the legs one time and did them. I just didn't like it that much. Okay, so you got your roast turkey. Now you can have the English. They have goose. Okay. So hey, if you want a goose, they're hard to find here in America. I think you would have to maybe arrange to get a goose here in America. And some people eat ham. Okay. And then I don't know what other traditions other cultures have. Well, tamales, I believe, are a big deal. In Hispanic culture, I can't remember if it's for Christmas or Thanksgiving. I think the tamales are for Christmas. But oh God, I love some tamales. Okay, so you have your stuffing for your turkey. You can have bread stuffing or do anything you want with your stuffing. There's stuffing with sausage, stuffing with chicken. I like my stuffing plain. I like cornbread stuffing. It's my favorite. But I also will use just the regular stale bread stuffing. And you can cut your bread up and make your stuffing any way you want. And you can also use the stuffing cubes come in a pack. You can have your mashed potatoes. Now you can use your boxed, your whole potatoes, or you can use frozen mashed potatoes already ready. You can see those in the store. Of course, you have your gravy. Now you can make your gravy from your turkey drippings, or you can buy your gravy in a jar or a can. And I'm just letting you know, I'm talking about these different ways of doing this because you might be pitching pennies and you might not have the time, and you need to know that it's not just one way of doing things, okay? You can go in and buy everything frozen and work it out, okay? The whole ideal is for you and your family to be together and enjoy a meal. And you know what? No matter how I made that meal, it's always wonderful to be there with your family, even if it's just you and your children. That's your family. And you want to make sure you are creating traditions for your children and your family. Okay, green beans, corn, dinner rolls, cranberry sauce. Oh, now you can make it from scratch. If you can find the cranberries, or you can just get it gelled in the can. And then you can have pumpkin pie, or you can have sweet potato pie, or you can have sweet rolls, whatever you want, a cake, as much as you want. But, it's up to you. And that's what the important thing about Thanksgiving is. Now, what we're going to talk about, a roasted turkey. Now, you can put that turkey in a slow cooker if you have one big enough. Okay, I use an oven, and let's talk about this turkey. Okay, you can clean your turkey. Okay, and what you're going to have to do, and the reason why I'm talking about cleaning this turkey, if you can buy turkeys that are already cleaned. I did that one year, and I thought the mistake I made about this turkey is that this turkey comes in a bag already, and all you have to do is put this turkey in the oven. I should have cut open the bag and seasoned the turkey. The turkey didn't have much flavor. If you buy the turkey that's already cleaned, that you open it, wash it off a little bit, okay? Do whatever you want with it. You can brine your turkey. I did that one year and it was really, really wonderful. You just have to have a big enough container for it. I used a clean black trash bag and I just kind of maneuvered, and oh God, the turkey was so good. You use your salt, you use your seasoning, okay? I use fresh vegetables, okay? Onion, celery, okay? You just put some bell pepper in there, all right? And you just season it up and let it sit there overnight. Take it out, okay? Dump it out, okay? And then you don't use the brine again. You throw the brine away and you take it out, and you don't even, I didn't rinse mine off. Okay, you can rinse it off if you want to. That was the best turkey. I only brined once. It took me a number of years to get there. Get on these sites, these recipe sites, and look up brining a turkey so you can make sure that you understand exactly how to do it. Like I said, they have huge pots that you sit it in, but you have to sit it in the refrigerator, so you might not have the space. But I just, like I said, I use I set my turkey inside of the roaster, wrapped up that bag really tight, tied it up, set it there, okay, and it worked. You can work it, okay. I had to make room in the refrigerator. You can work it. It's worth it, okay. It's worth the work. You got to do it the day before. You might have to do it more than that. Like I said, it's been a number of years since I've done it, so look that up. But your turkey is going to have to cook for a number of hours, at least 4. You got to put that turkey on. If you put that turkey on at 12, that turkey might not be ready until 5 or 6. So I would always get up, okay, and just do my turkey. My turkey would be ready. I'd get up in the morning, early morning, around 4 in the morning, and put that turkey on so that it would be ready. Because you remember, the turkey needs to sit. You need to let that turkey sit after it's cooked for at least an hour. Okay, so the poundage of the turkey depends on how many people you need to feed. So you decide, okay? You want to get your turkey. You want your seasonings, okay? You can use whatever seasonings you want. For instance, you can use paprika, sage, garlic powder, salt and pepper. Get you some poultry seasoning. You can get some sage. Now the poultry seasoning already has all these things in it, but you can get some fresh sage. And one thing that you can do, if you can, is to get an orange. Just poke a little hole in the orange. It helps that turkey, and stick it right on there in the middle. You should not cook your dressing inside of the turkey. Okay, I know we see pictures of that, but you really should just cook your dressing on the side. Stick your vegetables up inside that turkey. Gosh, it makes a difference. Cut you up some onion, some celery, bell pepper. Stick that orange up there. You can slice that orange. I always just poke a little hole in the orange and stick it right up in there in the turkey, and it's really great. Now you want to rub your turkey down. I use olive oil to rub my turkey down, okay, on the outside, okay. I even put some olive oil on the inside of that turkey. You can rub your turkey down with whatever you want, whatever seasoning you want, okay. That's up to you. You want some balsamic vinegar, okay, you want some oil, butter. I like the olive oil, okay. You want to get all your seasonings. Now you got to put seasoning in, like I said, inside that turkey, okay, on top of your cut up vegetables and things like that. You don't have to do that, but I'm just telling you, it's really good. Now you got to place your turkey in a roasting pan or some kind of way, whatever works for you. You might not have a roasting pan, but if you can, go by the dollar store and just get you a pan to sit that turkey in. They have racks at the dollar store. Just a little thin rack, and sit it in there. Whenever you get a chance, if you don't have a roasting pan next year, just look up roasting pans. You can get them online. Okay, get yourself a roasting pan, but you work with what you have. If you have some foil, make yourself a tent. Okay, and put it over that turkey. At some point, you'll have to take the tent off. Let's say the last 30 minutes, an hour, you can see, and take that tent off so it'll start to brown. Okay, you want to baste your turkey. Okay, that tent helps it kind of baste itself too. I like the foil tent. It really works well. Okay, they recommend that you cook your turkey about 20 minutes per pound, but 4 or 5 hours. Okay, some turkeys have a thermometer. All right, but when you're cooking that turkey, if you do not have a thermometer already in your turkey, and you do not have a thermometer, just if you look at that leg, you have to make sure that that turkey is cooked, and you're going to be able to look at that turkey and see. You shouldn't see anything pink or red on that turkey. That turkey has to be brown. You really need to cook that turkey for 4 to 5 hours. That's why you're going to do it early in the morning, and designate what time. You know what time you're going to eat. You must cook that turkey. Don't rush that turkey. Okay, don't rush it. Okay, now when the turkey is done, you're going to let it rest. You take it out of the oven. Okay, you want it covered. Okay, you can put that tent back on, and they say it depends. Some people say 20 minutes, some people say 30, some people say an hour. All right, but you have to let that turkey rest. While that turkey is resting, and you might have extra room in your oven as the turkey is still cooking to slip in some vegetables, one at a time. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to be working your every burner on your stove, and it's Thanksgiving and Christmas that you think that you need a double oven, which you can use, and 2 ovens. Matter of fact, that's when you think you need it. That's when you wish you had a double oven. Now, the gravy, let's talk about the stuffing, because the gravy will come after the turkey. Okay, and remember, you can slow cook your turkey if you have a slow cooker. Just make sure you follow your instructions on a slow cooker. You prepare your turkey the same way and just follow your instructions. Okay, I like cornbread stuffing. Okay, but you can make regular bread, stale bread. Let your bread become stale. Use the packages. All right, whatever you need to do. If you use corn, they have cornbread cubes in a package, and you can use that. All right. Now, for your cornbread stuffing, or just any stuffing, okay, the ingredients are about the same. Okay, number 1, you have to have celery. Okay, you're gonna have onion. You decide if you want to use. I'm gonna give you a recipe that serves 12 people. That's pretty big. All right, so you can have that. You don't be careful with your onion. Be careful with your poultry seasoning. You can have too much poultry seasoning. You can have too much onion. Okay. You got to put some onion in. Decide how much onion. You might not need a whole cup of onion. You might not need 6 tablespoons of butter. Okay. You might not need butter at all. All right. You're going to need some celery. Okay. You put you some bell pepper. You don't have to use bell pepper if you don't want to. Alrighty. Onion, celery. Okay. You want your poultry seasoning. All right. You need broth. Now, when you have your turkey, when you clean out your turkey, don't throw that turkey neck away. Get some broth if you can, but if you can't, you can make your own. If you can't buy broth in a container, it can be pretty expensive. See if you can get some cubes to help season that broth. Use that turkey neck, okay? Put it in, get you some water with those cubes. Get you some seasoning, put you some onion in that broth. All right, put you some celery in that broth. You put you some bell pepper in. You can put some thyme in. You put some garlic powder in. You can make your own broth, okay? And the cubes help. If not, you know, you have to have a lot of broth because you want that dressing to be moist. Okay, you can see how moist it is. All right, it's something you have to really decide. All right, and if you want it to be like almost like a water, you know, just a little puddle, so that when you go into the oven of 350 degrees, okay, you put that in a pan. Okay, you're gonna let that cook at least 30 minutes. You decide. You can taste it. Make sure to taste your food. All right, and you can go ahead and make your cornbread stuffing or bread stuffing. You can put meat in your stuffing if you want to, sausage, whatever you want. People put nuts. You can make your stuffing any way you want. This gravy can be last. Now for gravy, okay, so let's say we're going to do our gravy real quick, because gravy is, you can't do your gravy until after your turkey is done because you're going to need the drippings. Okay, I like to use a little cornstarch. You can buy gravy in a jar or a can. You can buy gravy in a packet. Okay, use that packet. Use a little bit of flour if you need to. I like the cornstarch. I'm trying to tell you that you do not have to be stuck with one thing. You can compromise and you can make it work. So you can get you some gravy seasoning mix. There's all kind of brands. Okay, you can use a packet or 2 packets. Okay, it depends on how much gravy you think you're gonna need. I love gravy at Thanksgiving. I might not eat it any other time, but Thanksgiving is wonderful. Okay, let's say you're gonna make enough gravy. 1 packet will do a family of 4. Okay, let's just deal with that. You're gonna need your flour. You're gonna have to decide how much flour or cornstarch, you know, you're gonna put in there, because you want to put it in a little bit at a time because you're gonna thicken it up. Now you can make flour water or starch water, but if you have the gravy seasoning mix, you may not need any flour or starch. You're gonna have to really decide how thick it is going. If it's not thickening up, you just use some flour or some cornstarch. Okay, follow the instructions on the packet if you use a packet. Now let's say you don't use a packet. You're going to have to make yourself a base of flour water. Just boil that water up, not too much. You're going to take your time, put the drippings in a skillet. Okay, you're going to be careful and gently start going into that skillet with the drippings, that little bit of flour water, okay, and the cornstarch. Okay. You can put meat in your gravy if you want to. All right, you're just gonna stir that around. If you're not sure about the gravy, buy it in a can, buy it in a jar. Get yourself a little, you don't need a big pan. Warm it up. It's really nice to have warm gravy. Get on your recipe site if you need some help about the gravy, and watch and learn. Okay, now let's see. Okay, mashed potatoes. Now we know how we're gonna do our mashed potatoes. Oh my God, you can make your mashed potatoes any way you want. You can buy them in a box. You can buy them in packages, family size. Boil some water, whip them puppies up. You don't have to have mashed potatoes. You can have roasted potatoes if you want to. All right, I love mashed potatoes, so I'm definitely going to be adding that. So if you don't want mashed potatoes, that's fine. But if you do, you're just going to let's say we're going to do it from whole potatoes. you're going to need a couple of pounds of potatoes. If you don't want to do that, just get you a box, get you a bag, or grab you some frozen. But if you make the potatoes from the russet potato, okay, you're going to need milk, or you can use, oh my God, anything inside your potatoes. Mayonnaise makes really good mashed potatoes. Ranch dressing makes really good mashed potatoes. You can go to town on your mashed potatoes. Now, if you just want to do a little bit of milk, you have to see how much milk you need. Some butter, see how much butter you need, and salt and pepper. Do it to taste. You don't even need pepper if you don't want it, just salt. And you can put some cheese in your potatoes. Your potato is, in your mashed potato, it's a canvas. Think of it as a canvas. Try it. Whatever you want to do. I can't even tell you to do your potatoes any kind of way. You have to boil those potatoes, okay? You have to get them tender with, just test them. See if you can mash them. You can mash your potatoes with a potato masher, okay? And as you're mashing it, you can just pour a little bit of your milk in at a time, or whatever else you're going to use. Sour cream, oh my God. Anything you want. You can make your potatoes any way you want them. Now, this isn't on the official list, okay? But boy, you have to have some macaroni and cheese. You might have to, oh God, I didn't even do the collard greens. I have French, a green bean casserole. But you got to have some macaroni and cheese. Get you a few boxes, okay? Get it frozen, however way you want to do it. Get you any kind of cheese you want, Mexican mixed cheese. I mean, any kind of cheese you want. Ricotta cheese. Oh, here's another canvas. Macaroni and cheese. You got to make you some macaroni and cheese. Okay? Now, if you've never done that, you just get you some elbow macaroni. Like I said, you just get in a box and follow the instructions. You're going to need some milk. Okay? You can use cheddar cheese soup if you don't want to use fresh soup, okay? And then you can add, fresh cheese. You can add some cheese with the cheddar cheese soup. But if you get the box, and you can get them, inexpensively, you have your cheese, and then you can just melt you some cheese right on that. Follow the instructions. You can make it fresh from just the elbow macaroni. And just get some butter, some shredded cheese. Grab you a can of that cheddar cheese soup. You need some milk. Make it to taste. Take a look how you want it, as creamy as you want it. There you go. You have to have, if you want some macaroni and cheese. Now, that green bean casserole. Okay. It takes about 30-40 minutes to cook this. You're going to need, of course, cream or mushroom soup, just 1 can. You're going to need milk, okay? And you know what? I'm so sorry. I've been forgot. I only have 30 minutes. This is part 1. Let me hurry up. Listen, this is part 1. When I come back for part 2, we're going to start with the green bean casserole. I want to thank everybody for joining me. This is Donna Miller with Vote Voice, and our special edition of Vote Voice, our Thanksgiving edition, our holiday edition. I want to thank you very much for being here. Look for part 2.